All right, so we should be live. Let me confirm here. Have some technical issues, y'all. You guys can hear us or see us. Put in the chat, yes. All right, come on, let's go.
Yep.
You see it in there? You see us in there live?
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Okay. That's interesting. All right, so let's wait for some folks to pop on. Okay, here we go. Let me see. All right, we're good. Let me go tag every. Let's do this. I'm gonna put in the chat where we are. Okay, so if you guys got a chance to gotta love technology. Let me fix this. Okay, good. We got them in there. Let's see. Lab. All right, guys. So, technology is technology. Nate, you will go ahead and kick it off. Let me get all this stuff straight here.
Welcome, everybody. Make sure you have wonderful relationships with all on-site people.
All right, cool. So if you guys got a chance, let me see. We got the chat going here. Okay, if you guys got a chance to catch us on the Lab Code Agents, I saw a handful of you guys on. That was great. This is just basically something we're going to do on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. It's basically an ask me anything. So you got questions about anything new construction, luxury new construction, or marketing, hop on. We just basically have a conversation. We'll stay on for about 15, 20 minutes and then get going. If there's not something you guys have specifically question about, if there's nothing you guys have questions about, we'll go ahead and dive into a couple topics that we leverage. I actually have one here if nobody pops on. So I see folks coming on. Welcome. Did you get a chance to check the podcast today? Check the podcast out that we did with the Lab Coat crew on their Facebook group and soon to be YouTube channel. Go ahead and put it in the chat if you had a chance to check us out. I know we had a handful of y'all came from there. So, and I'll make sure this chat's working too. So let's see. Comment on the live stream earlier. Just want to make sure the chat is working on our end. Okay, I do see it's working on our end. Okay, great. Okay, Derek, you didn't get a chance to get on. Okay. All right, well, since we're here, Derek, you've been following us for a minute. You've been on the in this group. What questions do you have around new construction marketing, luxury new construction marketing, or in general? You can go ahead and drop that in the chat. We're just here to answer questions and kind of have conversations. I do have something I want to cover real quick. That is, it's a game changer as far as if you've got a pipeline. I'm going to walk through a process that we do that works all the time. But just let me know if you got any questions there. And I know there's a delay here too.
I got them both open. Don't have no. There's nothing.
What's that?
I got them both open, so I can see Facebook and.
Okay, Instagram. You can see both.
There's nothing there yet. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, if there's nothing there, we'll just go ahead and dive into what we wanted to talk about. If you have a pipeline, this is something that works like gangbusters. So when I say pipeline, if you've got more than 100, let's say you have more than 150 leads in your pipeline, And if you're on average, you say you got one, maybe two of those have bought, you now have 148 people you need to follow up with. Now there's traditional follow up, but one thing that we do, even with stale leads or stale pipeline, or if you drop the ball and you're not on top of your leads like you need to be, this is a process that works. And it's one of those things that if you have more than 150 leads, you don't want to just do it. Like you want to plan the whole day around this event because the responses you're going to get are ridiculous. So now 150, I don't know if we've done it at 150 before. That's say probably half a day. But case in point, we just did this for a Fort Myers agent down in Fort Myers, and he had about 450 leads in the pipeline. So nice size pipelines, a whole lot you can do with that. He's got some sales in there already, but there's two things that happen. Being quite transparent, he was kind of slacking. He didn't follow up as he should have. Super busy agent, so he's all over the place doing a lot of stuff. So it's not like they're just sitting there and he's eating bonbons, watching leads come in and doing nothing. This is a situation where he's just super busy. He's got a bunch of listings. He's on the teams, just running around. So I kind of had to prod him a little bit and was like, you got all these leads here, and there's these new incentives, prices have dropped, market's been correcting, etc. So let's do something. So what we did is what we call the triple play, and it's actually the very first step in communication with the three-step RDZB process, formerly known as the three-step PDA process that we teach in the New Construction Buyer Attraction Playbook and New Construction Marketing Mastery. But instead of doing it when the lead comes in right away, we're doing this if you haven't touched the lead, and these leads haven't been touched probably about 3 months. What's the process? So laying the groundwork, the builder dropped prices on two of executive homes that are in high demand. I think they had about 4 or 5 of them. They dropped the prices between $19,000 and $43,000. So that's a pretty big deal. And then the other homes, they dropped prices on too. Now, previously, they used to do a lot of. You guys have any questions at all, or if you were able to get on the Lab Code Agents podcast earlier, live stream, just comment in there. We're looking at the comments. We'll go ahead and answer any questions you have. So formerly with this specific community, they were doing highest and best. People hated that. And home prices were inflated and it was just they were irritated. Well, now everything's kind of slowed down. Prices drop. That's worthy of an email. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send out an email with the basic information. We don't give them everything because we want conversations. The whole point in this entire process is to have conversations, high quality conversations with quality leads and quality people. Send out an email. A couple minutes later, send out a text message saying, hey, we just sent you an email. Did you get it? And then send out a voicemail after that, a ringless voicemail that said the same thing. We sent you an email, we sent you a text message, and here's the information about that. Let's have a conversation. 400 leads sent out. After that, his phone was buzzing for hours. Text message now, it's not all good buzz. He got stopped. Ridiculous stuff people were putting in there. Somebody said, shut up. I was like, that was a first. There's a text message that said, shut up too. Okay. Because people don't remember you're going to get that. He got 4 people that bought already. That was his bad. Minimum price point is 300,000. So if he could even capture half of those, that's a cool 15, 20 grand he probably lost out on, which is also, that's another thing that I did with him. I kind of put the knife in and twisted it and was like, see, this is why you should be following up, because you just lost this many deals. Out of all that, he had a conversation, about a 10-minute conversation with one lady who wants to buy a home here in a new community. She lives in another community, has the same floor plan, same builder, but where she lives doesn't have the amenities, and her daughter lives in the new one. So she's like, I want to sell over here and get me something better over here, and I have a house to sell too. So there's a potential for him to double in the deal, as well as he's got confirmation from a Canadian, because that's the other thing we do too, especially down here in the South. We do target out of Florida, but we also target Canada because a lot of Canadians come down here about now when it gets stupid cold, and they spend 6 months down here, and then when it gets stupid hot here, they go back up north. So they pretty much have even weather all the way around. But this guy has looking for get a place here for 6 months. The rental restrictions are they can do 30-day rentals 12 times a year. So he said to him, hey, you can actually live there for 6 months, go make money over for 6 months, and then it was about 400,000. That's going for a cash buyer. Now that's just two of the deals that he's working on already, strictly from sending out an email, follow up, and a voicemail. And I know Nate, you've done that a couple times where you've done that kind of trifecta deal and have seen a lot of responses too.
Yeah, I think it's super powerful. You just have to set aside the time. I know the first couple times we did it, I just ended up with a full voicemail because I was still doing other stuff and just couldn't answer the phone because we weren't expecting as big a response as we do. So it works like gangbusters. But if you personally can't manage the inflow, you got to make sure you got a VA or answering service or somebody to make sure those calls are getting answered, because the worst thing that can happen is these people are responding and then you're not responding and they're not leaving voicemails, or they're leaving voicemails and you can't call them back because you're with the client or something like that. So you want to make sure that when you do this trifecta, when you execute this, that day that you have at least a little bit of flexibility to be able to answer the phone.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Making sure that you have somebody to, because it's great to get the responses, but if nobody's responding, it's kind of pointless. And at this point, with 450 leads, that's 450 purchases. Like he paid money. I don't know what his cost per lead was, but he paid money for all of them. So you want to make sure that you're not just, he lost 4 deals already because he didn't follow up. No, there's a whole lot in there. So once you hit that big pipeline, that's huge. Plus, once you hit that big pipeline, and this is something we go to in the mastery training, in the mastermind coming up in February, we got a couple case studies on this. Nate being one of those. But once you have a pipeline that big, now you can farm that area and say, look, I've got 450 people that want to buy within here. A portion of those, would you be interested in potentially, letting me provide you real estate services for listing your home, or have you ever thought about selling? Because probably get you somebody here and possibly triple N deals. So that's the power of having a targeted pipe. It's not just a willy-nilly pipeline. It's not everybody in Fort Myers. It's this one community. It's a huge community, and you've got 450 plus people that are interested in buying in that area or somewhere around it. That's huge. So that's the one piece I want to talk about. We call it the trifecta. Definitely something you want to do if you've got a pipeline. If you don't have a pipeline, my question is why? If you look at the ticker below, join the new construction buyer attraction masterclass this Sunday. This is going to be a 1 day, pretty much all evening, 3 o'clock till probably about 7 or 8, 3 to 5. We're going through the RDZB process step by step in depth. After that, we're going to do VIP. We're going to do VIP question and answer coaching plus additional training. We got some really good stuff there for you guys. So make sure you come on over there. If you go to luxurybuyerchallenge.com or theIconicAgent.com, you'll see a slide in pops up. You can join there. Put your information in. We'll send you everything over. That's going to be 3 o'clock this Sunday. We're going to do these monthly. Probably transitioning from the challenges to the workshops or the master classes, seeing which one serves you guys the most. So if there's any other questions, then we can address those. Otherwise, this was just a quick AMA or quick training to give you guys some extra bonuses and information we talked about on the Lab Code Agent podcast. We did not have a chance to really go in depth on that trifecta strategy. That was just an extra bonus. Nate, we got anything else coming up for him or anything else you wanted to chat about?
Don't miss it on Sunday. Don't miss it on Sunday. If you missed it before, you need to be there now. You need to change your business. You want to upgrade. It's the beginning. It's about to be the beginning of the year. You want to finish strong and start strong. This is your opportunity to do both of those things. Show up so you can show out.
And I couldn't have said it any better myself. So if there's no other questions, we're going to pop off. We're going to be doing these AMAs at least once a week. Just pop in randomly, have general discussions. You're free to join in, and we'll talk to you guys next time.